Oh my God. What's up guys, my name is Marc Steiner, and today we're going to be talking about why you should be printing your photographs. I recently printed some of my favorite photographs of all time, and this is the first time ever I printed my own work, and I highly recommend that you do so because it just brought me so much joy, and I want to bring that joy to you as well. So if you're interested in winning some prints, stick around to the end for a giveaway. So why do I recommend that photographers print their own work? Well, first off, we're always working in a digital format, and that is great. You know, it allows us with our digital cameras to take thousands of photos, to import our photos in the Lightroom and edit thousands of photos, deliver to a client via the cloud. It's just so convenient that everything is digital nowadays. But every once in a while, it's really good to go back to the old school ways and print out your own work. Realistically, we're editing our own photos for hours on end, we're picking our top favorites, we're posting them to social media, and for 24 hours the world sees them, and then after that the algorithm hides it to never be seen again. And then it just becomes old work that's been archived and no one really sees it, and you don't really think about it for weeks or months or even years on end, even though you put hours and hours and hours into editing your favorite photo. Even if we do love a photo and we do see it every day because we've made it our iPhone background or our desktop wallpaper, it's still not the same. We're still viewing it through a digital medium. Even if we have the highest res display, like what is that nowadays, 6K, 8K monitors, if you're working with 42 megapixels, 50 megapixels, 60, 100 megapixels, you're not getting the full beauty of your photos on that display. Even when we zoom in, it's just not the same as having a physical print in your hand. Sometimes when we print out a photo after we've edited it, we might be going, oh, that's too fine of a grain, or that's not fine enough, I want to add more grain. And it's really interesting seeing little details that you can't pick up the same way in a digital format when you're editing on a screen. One of my favorite examples is when I was editing this photo of a sailboat that I took in California, and I loved it because of the duality of the colors, the orange and blue. I just love that photo so much, and I printed it out because it's one of my favorites. And I noticed in the print that there are these two little dots near the sailboat. And I was like, oh man, did my lens get dirty? Was my sensor dirty? Did I not clean the stuff I was supposed to clean? And upon further inspection, I realized that it's actually two seagulls right next to the sailboat. And I didn't even realize that while editing. And I thought that was so cool because for me, that added a whole nother dimension to the photo. And I really like having that little detail there that I didn't previously know that I even had. Another reason why you should be printing your photos is because of color accuracy. You might be working in a color palette on your screen, and on your screen it looks great, but when you print it out, the colors look completely different, either good or bad. And you might need to think about calibrating your monitor or just thinking about how colors are going to be represented when they're printed. But let's talk a little bit less about the science about it and more about the appreciation of it. When you print your own photo out, you have a tangible physical thing to hold, and it feels like you finally own your own art. It's just not the same when you're looking at it digitally. You have it on a hard drive, you have it on your laptop, you have it on your phone. It doesn't feel real, but when you have it holding in your hand, it's a whole nother feeling. When you print out your work, you can display it in your home and see it every single day, and that's something truly special. It can even be good for business. If you have someone over and they see your art hanging in your house and they're like, oh, that's a really nice photo. They struck up a conversation. Next thing you know, you have a new client booked. That's kind of crazy. When you have a physical copy with a print, you can give your artwork to someone else. You can't do that the same way on digital. Like, sure, you can text it to someone, but it's not the same when you physically hand them a print that you have made. For me, that's just such an amazing feeling, and it just feels so much more personal giving a physical copy of your artwork than sending it via text. And I think whoever you're giving that print to, be it a friend or a family member or a client, is really going to appreciate holding on to that physical copy of your artwork. That means that they can then display that in their own home, and if someone else goes to their place, they can strike up a conversation about that, and then boom, word of mouth happens, and you potentially have a whole new network of clients because you've displayed your artwork in someone else's home that they're proud to display. You can also sell prints. This is not the same as selling digital images because you're giving a piece of your art to someone else, which is incredible, and this could potentially be a whole nother revenue stream for you. If you've been thinking about selling your prints, I highly recommend checking out darkroom.com. That's where I have my print store located, and it's super convenient because they take care of all the logistics. You literally just upload your photos, set your price, and they take care of everything else. Obviously, they're gonna take a cut because they're doing all the logistics, but for me, that's worth it because I don't need to deal with shipping or anything like that. Photography is an art, and art deserves to be put on display for the world to see. And if it's not the world, then do it just for you. You might see a picture of mountains with a beautiful purple sky, but what I see is a memory of the time I was driving through Switzerland with my family and we saw this beautiful sunset, and I asked my dad if we could pull over. So we pulled over, I took some photos, and we just took in the beautiful Swiss air, and we watched the sunset for 5 to 10 minutes and just appreciated the beauty that is nature. That's a special memory. Like, these photos invoke an emotion, and for me, I think that's super special, being able to hang that up on my wall and see that every single day. One of my favorite quotes that I've read of all time is that art decorates space and music decorates time, and that just hit me in the feels. And now that I have my own art to decorate my own space, it just feels special, you know? So if you made it this far into the video, you know what time it is. It's giveaway time. I do believe this is the first ever giveaway we've done on the channel, and I'm so excited for this because it's my own art. So if you want to be entered to win a print of your choice from my print store, all you need to do is make sure that you're subscribed, like this video, and comment in the comment section down below. I'm also going to be doing giveaways on both my Instagram and Twitter, so if you want to have a higher chance of winning, be sure to enter those contests as well. As always, I'd love to hear what you guys think about prints. Have you printed your own work? Are you going to be printing your own work? Have you bought other people's prints to display in your home? My name has been Marc Steiner, and I'll see you next time.